everyone, it's Imani. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. And if you are subscribed already, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. So today is my first girl talk. I've been wanting to do this for a while, just because I always give advice videos on my channel, but I wanted to do something a little more intimate. And I just wanted to get a little bit more personal with you all. And also, happy holidays to everybody. This is past Christmas, but I just want to say Merry Christmas to all, and I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. So I had asked a couple of weeks ago on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Imani B TV if you haven't already. I just asked some people to send me some topics for my girl talk series I was starting. And I got a lot of love questions, and I got some friends too, which will come in a different segment, but I want to address the love topics that I got. So I will be looking at my phone because they were questions that I was asked. But I do want to say thank you to everyone who sent me something on my Instagram. If I didn't share it, it's still going to be said in this video, and I just appreciate it because it means a lot to people that are, you know, small on YouTube and they don't have a lot of Instagram followers that are their subscribers. Because there's a difference. You can have people that follow you, but if they're not your subscribers, sometimes they just, you know, surpass and just look over what you've asked about your YouTube because they're like, I'm not subscribed, so I don't really, you know, care to answer. But the people that did send me stuff, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. So let's jump into it. So I gotta scroll a little bit. Hold on. So I'm going to just start from the very top. So my friend Kai, shout outs to you, hey best friend, he asked me, why do females mistake dating for relationships nowadays? And my answer to you is, sir, it's the females you're messing with. And some females, and this is me, like, this is how I am. If I'm talking to you, it's because I want to be in a serious relationship with you at some point. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to talk to you for a quick second and, you know, then be on to the next one. I was never like that. I mean, I'm off the market now, as you can see, but I was never like that. If I was talking to you, it was because I wanted to be in a relationship with you. That's just how I am. And a lot of guys that wanted to talk to me, I may have not talked to them because I knew I didn't want to be in a relationship with them. So I was never that casual type of, oh, I'll talk to you for a little bit. You know, I was never like that. So to answer your question, that's why. And if you're not setting those standards in the beginning, wires are definitely going to be crossed. Like, you need to tell females, you need to tell dudes, you need to tell females, listen, I'm here for a relationship. If that's not what you're trying to do, I'm out. Or, hey, I'm not here for a relationship. So if you're trying to do a relationship, I'm out. You have to set those boundaries because feelings get hurt and it's just messy. I've been there personally where I thought I was getting serious with a dude and that's not what he was there for. And, you know, it hurt my feelings. So I'm like, well, dang, you could have said that from the very jump. So you could have gave me a chance to decide what I wanted to do. So I would just suggest, like, you know, setting those boundaries ahead of time because that's very important. And, you know, on the first date, like, ask the girl, like, is this something you really wanted to be serious with? Like, you need to ask these things because you need to set those standards. Like, some females are like that where if they are talking to you, they expect to be your girlfriend at least in a year tops. Just saying. So you need to set those boundaries ahead of time. That's for both ends. All right. So my friend Ari, hey sis, she asked me, hold on, I need some tea. Hold on. She asked me, how do you know when you're in love? So in my opinion, you know you're in love with someone when you would do anything for them. And I'm not saying like risk your life, but for like, and this is just some real truth. Like, if that person said, yo, the IRS is after me, I need 5 racks, you would give it to them. Like, you know, and you're just selfless. You know, a lot of people today are selfish. That's just how the world is now. But when you're in love, you become a selfless individual. That person affects you in any way. So that's just how I know when I'm in love, is that I'm ready to cut my arm off for you. I'm ready to give you my last dollar so that you can eat. So I would just say being selfless. And it doesn't always have to be material. It could be your time. Listen, time is money, okay? So if you are taking time out your day to speak to that person without distractions, like you're just sitting there on the phone, or you taking your time out your day to hang out with that person, that means a lot. So just being selfless is, in my opinion, how you know you're in love. So my sis Anne-Marie asked me, why do you think some girls are quick to settle with the wrong guy? And I think it's because sometimes women just want that title and to be like, yeah, I'm a girlfriend, or yeah, I'm a fiance, or better yet, I'm a wife. Like, listen, there are messed up marriages out there. Please believe it. And some people just want that title. They're obsessed with the title. They're obsessed with what is on social media. Listen, no, seriously, we have to stop looking at social media as the reason why we do certain things. Like, think about it. Why is it that so many people are obsessed with these Instagram relationships? And some of them, don't get me wrong, are inspiring. There's a couple of people I follow. I follow the couple that paid $100,000 in debt in 12 months. Like, listen, that's inspiring, because that student loan debt situation is serious. I'm a product of it, and I need to see stuff like that. I follow I Am Deval, Kadeen I Am. Their family is beautiful. I love them, and it's inspiring, and I aspire to have a family like that one day. But you got to understand, social media only is a perception. They only let you see what they want you to see. They're not going to show you every single thing. So if you're comparing your relationship to social media, or you're comparing your singleness to social media, it's going to hurt. It's going to mess you up inside, because you see people in these happy marriages, happy relationships. You're like, man, I wish I had someone that loved me like that, or man, I wish my marriage was like that. But that's not what you need to do. You need to focus on yourself. If you are single, you need to focus on yourself and being the best version of you, because I'm telling you, when God sees that you're ready for that man that's supposed to be your husband, he will send it to you. I swear, I'm speaking from experience. If you work on yourself, that is going to give you the relationship that you're supposed to have. A lot of people are in relationships and they just don't feel comfortable with who they are as a person, and they feel like they can't be themselves. If that's how you feel, 9 out of 10 times, I'm speaking from experience, you're not supposed to be with that person. So focus on yourself, and you will see the person you're supposed to be with. If you're in a relationship, don't compare it to social media, because you guys have your own path. Create your own story. Create your own Instagram story. And stop trying to copy, not saying you are, but don't try to copy other people's perceptions on the internet. Do what makes you happy. If you like that, you know, such and such on Instagram gave his wife flowers on a random day, you could just say it to your spouse, like, hey, you know, I would like some flowers randomly. Don't do it too soon. Do it like a month from now where I forgot or something, but I would really like to see that gesture. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody can read minds, and you also have to remember, not everyone was taught to be very romantic, and some people aren't like that. So if you see stuff like that, project that to your spouse, that you want stuff like that. So that's personally why I think people settle with the wrong guy, because of that reason. So my friend Amira asked me to touch on the hoe phase. So I find this funny because I personally don't agree with it. And I'll tell you why I don't agree with it. If you're having a hoe phase because that's what people say to do, don't do it. If you have a hoe phase because that's what you want to do, you want to be out there and, you know, mingle with different people, then do it. I'm not the one to judge at all. I'm not someone to judge. That's just not me. But do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because you see such and such did it. And like if you feel uncomfortable that I'm gonna keep it real right now. If you feel uncomfortable that you slept with someone that you knew for a couple of months with no title on it, don't do it again. Listen, everybody makes mistakes, but don't do it again if it makes you uncomfortable. Now, if you had the thrill for your life, go ahead, do it. Who's judging? Listen, there have been people that have been out there and they've been wifed up, okay? Like, listen. So if you feel like, oh, if I have a whole face, nobody's gonna... That's not true. That is not true. That's why I'll take it back to what I said earlier. Well, who God wants you to be with is the person you're supposed to be with. The person that you're supposed to be with is not going to judge you for that. And they're going to be like, well, you have a past. No worries. Like, listen, me personally, I believe in self-love and self-respect. And I just don't I feel like the whole phase doesn't really necessarily go with that. So I just personally don't agree with it. But if that's something that you are intrigued to try, do it. But if you feel uncomfortable after one or two, stop doing it, because that means that wasn't for you. You get what I'm saying? So, you got to do what makes you happy. So Bianca asked me marriage in your 20s and how to make it work. So, I'm not married yet, but I am engaged. Shout out to my fiance. Hold on, I need some more tea. My fiance. We'll be married in about 2 or 3 years. I'm not rushing it, and I just graduated college, things like that, so I have to get my personal life in order and things like that. So I can't really necessarily speak on marriage, but I can speak on being in a serious relationship where you guys are about to take that next step. Personally, I really support people going to counseling before they're about to get married, because things are really, you see things 2020 and it's in the forefront for you. Like, me and my fiance go to premarital counseling with our pastor from church, and he has a book for us that we fill out, and we really truly understand the meaning of marriage under God. So I suggest that all couples take that. Even if you are already married, do it, because I just don't like to see people in unhappy marriages. I think that it's unfair to you, and I don't think that you should stay with someone if you're not happy and you feel like it can't be fixed. So even after, do counseling, because you can see people for who they really are, and you'll get the answers that you need. And I'm not saying get a divorce, but maybe you guys need to really fix things. So I would suggest that communication is key. You have to communicate. Like I said before, people are not mind readers. So I'm gonna bring it back in. Don't compare your relationship to others and expect your spouse to do something that you saw on social media if you're not willing to communicate that to them. Don't think that they just already know that that's what you want done. You have to communicate that. Making sure you're with the right person. Like, honestly, that is super important, because when you're with the person, like I said before, that God wants you to be with, it's just a different love. Like, you guys just get each other. You guys are gonna argue. Like, I'm sorry, and this is what I'm bring social media back into this. The people on social media, best believe they argue, okay? DJ Envy and Gia Casey, those are like my imaginary parents. I love them so much. Check out their Casey Crew podcast. It's really dope. It really gives a different perspective on relationships. They have their argument of the week, and I love their relationship. And if you looked at their Instagram, you would think they didn't argue. That's my point. You're gonna argue. Don't think that in a relationship you're not gonna argue. Now, here's where things change. Usually, if that's the person God wants you to be with, your arguments aren't that intense. You ain't gonna get called no disgusting names and things like that. Usually, just speaking from experience. Usually the arguments will be, oh, you left the toilet seat up. It won't be something like very detrimental to you. You know what I mean? So be mindful of that, you know. And I would just say, like, just love that person. And I forgot where I saw this, what the pastor's name was. It was on Facebook though. But he said, how he treats you is none of your business. And he was talking to Waka Flocka and Tammy. It was deep. He was like, how he treats you is none of your business. And he said to Waka, how she treats you is none of your business. Because you'll be so focused on how somebody treats you that you won't love them properly. You know what I mean? So just be focused on loving that person, because what you put in is what you'll get out if that person was made for you. So this wraps up all the questions I got for the first part of my Girl Talk series. I am going to do one. My friend Savannah, hey girl, asked me to touch on how to get over a breakup. But I feel like that's kind of, it's the topic of love, but it's a little separate. So I am going to do a video on that. But let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate it if y'all watched it. I love y'all. Please follow me on Instagram, because sometimes I do polls on about my YouTube channel. So if I could get my subscribers to follow me, it would be great. I appreciate it. But yeah, this concludes it. Stay tuned for the next part, which is about friends. It'll probably be a little longer because I got some, you know, tea to spill. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. I appreciate all y'all for watching. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in my next video.